In many gardens around the world, sunlight is, well, kind of a luxury. Tall trees, boundary walls, buildings and fences often steal away those precious hours of direct sun. But nature, as always, adapts. And hidden within the plant kingdom is a remarkable group of vegetables that don't just tolerate shade, they actually thrive in it. Today, we're going to explore 10 vegetables perfectly suited for low-light gardens. Whether your garden receives only dappled light, a bit of morning sun, or just a few scattered hours each day, these crops will still reward you generously. Lettuce, or Lactuca sativa, is honestly the undisputed champion of shade gardening. In fact, too much sun makes lettuce bitter and causes it to bolt. Shade keeps it tender, sweet, and crisp. Loose-leaf varieties such as butterhead oakleaf and romaine perform exceptionally well with as little as 3 to 4 hours of indirect light. Cooler, shaded conditions slow growth slightly, but, they dramatically improve flavor. Lettuce is shallow-rooted, fast-growing, and honestly, it's just perfect for containers, raised beds, or even those tight garden corners where sunlight kinda struggles to reach. Spinach, or Spinacia oleracea, is naturally adapted to cooler environments, which makes it a prime shade-friendly vegetable. In partial shade, spinach leaves actually grow larger, darker, and even more nutrient-dense. It thrives with filtered sunlight or bright shade, especially in those warm climates where full sun would really stress the plant. Shade also helps prevent premature bolting, which, extends the harvest window significantly. If you harvest the outer leaves regularly, spinach will actually keep producing for weeks. Kale, or Brassica oleracea, while it can definitely grow in full sun, it actually performs beautifully in partial shade, especially in those hotter regions. With reduced light, growth slows just a bit, but that actually enhances both the sweetness and the tenderness. Shade-grown kale experiences less heat stress, deals with fewer pests, and produces leaves that are just, honestly, less bitter. Varieties like curly kale and lacinato, also called dinosaur kale, adapt particularly well. Kale is hardy, resilient, and honestly, it's one of the most forgiving crops you can grow in a low-light garden. Swiss chard, also known by its scientific name Beta vulgaris, is both visually striking and exceptionally adaptable. Even though it really enjoys the sun, it just keeps on growing steadily in light to moderate shade. In shaded conditions, chard produces these softer leaves and vibrant stems, which makes it just perfect for continuous harvesting. And unlike spinach, chard handles warmth a lot better, so it can easily bridge the seasons. Its deep roots help it access nutrients even in cooler, shaded soil. Arugula, also known as Arugula sativa, really thrives where sunlight is limited. In full sun, it becomes sharply peppery and bolts quickly. But, shade keeps the leaves milder, broader, and more tender. This fast-growing green can be harvested within 20 to 30 days, making it just perfect for shaded patios and balconies. Even bright indirect light is enough to keep it productive. Regular harvesting, actually encourages fresh regrowth and honestly gives you continuous yields. Bok choy, or pak choy, is a cool season vegetable that, actively prefers partial shade, especially if you're gardening in warmer climates. Too much sun, though, can cause stress and early flowering. Shade, believe it or not, produces thicker stalks, lush leaves, and just better texture overall. Baby bok choy varieties are, honestly, particularly well suited for low-light gardens. So, keep the soil moist and cool, and bok choy will reward you with these crisp, flavorful harvests. Mustard greens, also known as Brassica juncea, are incredibly resilient and shade-tolerant. While sunlight really intensifies their spicy bite, shade actually mellows the flavor, making them way more palatable. They grow quickly, tolerate cool soil, and honestly, handle inconsistent light better than most vegetables. Even under trees or right beside walls, mustard greens just continue to flourish. Frequent harvesting encourages lush regrowth. Green onions, also known as scallions, or Allium fistulosum. Unlike bulb onions, green onions don't require intense sunlight. They grow happily in partial shade, producing long, slender stalks. Shade slows growth slightly but doesn't reduce quality. In fact, shaded scallions remain tender and less pungent. They are perfect for narrow spaces, containers, and, those shaded garden edges. Peas, or Pisum sativum, actually prefer cooler temperatures and can tolerate a bit of light shade, especially in hot climates. While they do benefit from some sun, they still flower and produce pods just fine with morning light or even filtered shade. Climbing varieties, well, they adapt really well along shaded fences or walls. Shade also helps reduce heat stress, which means peas can keep producing longer into the season. Support structures really help maximize airflow and yield. It's a simple step, but it makes a big difference. Radishes, or Raphanus sativus, are surprisingly shade-tolerant. While full sun does speed up their growth, radishes still form roots in partial shade, especially those leafy varieties. Shade actually reduces bitterness and helps prevent rapid bolting. Even though the roots might be a little smaller, the flavor stays excellent. Radishes mature really quickly, which makes them just perfect for filling shaded gaps between slower crops.